My friends, when I was in the seminary, I attended a funeral with my parents for a dear friend of theirs, Mr. Kavanaugh. Mr. Kavanaugh had been in Alcoholics Anonymous and had been sober for over 50 years. His funeral remains to this day outstanding in my mind for the diversity of the people who were there that day. So many people of all different ages, all different colors, all different occupations, and perhaps economic and social standing. And all were there for one purpose: to thank and honor this man for the role that he played in their life in keeping them sober. To a person, as they came out, and I could hear as they spoke to his close family, as they were processing out of the church, how much he meant to them, how much of a difference he meant to them. My parents had told me stories, they knew Mr. Kavanaugh in his wilder days, of what he went through and how hard it was. I believe he was in prison for a short period of time. But he overcame that, and he was able to take something that was a tremendous difficulty and cross in his life, and he was able to use it so that it would be life-giving for himself first, but also for others through his sobriety. We've given the reading today a beautiful story of, but a difficult story, the story of Joseph, who's sold into slavery by his jealous brothers, and then through the hand of God's providence comes to power in Egypt, and he's able to save people who are starving. And we know the story. His brothers come to him, and they don't recognize him, but he recognizes them. And ultimately, he reveals himself to them. And they're shocked, stunned. And he says to them, don't feel so bad about what's happened. He says, God put me here so that I would have the opportunity to give life. God put Joseph through something incredibly difficult, incredibly painful. But from it, he was able to overcome his anger, his perhaps thirst for vengeance, and for him, love won out, as he was able to forgive his brothers and able to experience a beautiful reunion with his father Jacob and with his special brother, full brother, Benjamin. So my friends, I hope wherever you are today, wherever you might be, that you can be a Joseph for someone, that you can be a Mr. Kavanaugh for someone, be able to take your pain and channel it through the graces that God gives you so that it will be truly life-giving. You may be in a nursing home today, and maybe you feel there's not anything that you can do for anyone, but your prayers have infinite value. Perhaps you're in prison today, working hard to turn your life around, to find the Lord. Maybe God is the one that wants to use you as the example that your brothers or sisters need, to use you as the one to give them some hope. Today's opening prayer that was given to us for the 14th week of Ordinary Time talks about us being freed from a slavery to sin and being given everlasting joy. That's the gospel in a nutshell. That's what God wishes to give us. It's what he wishes to grant to us. And he uses very human instruments, very fallible instruments to do it. Instruments like you and me. May we be attentive to the Lord's call, recognizing that he's placed us exactly where he needs us to be, even if it isn't exactly where or the situation that we would have chosen were we God. We thank God for that, for the ways that he loves through us, and for the ways that his love shines to the world through us.